Okay, and I'll try not to take too many notes, and I'll just listen and I have it recorded, so that's fine. So, first, let's do some introductions. Can you kind of explain who you are and what you do?
So hello, I'm very happy to speak with you, Chrissy. I think it's an amazing invitation to speak about what we do here in this camp. So first of all, I'm Joana Rocha. I was a professional surfer for 17 years, national champion, 2 times European champion, 6 times representing Portugal. But I believe the main issue that I have is like I was the first professional female in Portugal. I truly believe that it was possible to live from surfing, just from surfing. And because of that, because I really could live the life that I was dreaming of, I wanted to pass this experience to the kids. So after being a mother, I thought, okay, that I think there's much more in life than just being here. There's a purpose, and the purpose for me, for myself, is that I really want to pass this experience to the kids. That they have everything inside of them to achieve whatever they want, to really enjoy life, and to be themselves, to bring this authenticity and this positive part, and for them to feel included, because I love to work in groups, and this camp is for that, is for these things, feeling authentic, being heard, being loved, feel at home, and feel included. I think these are the main reasons that I'm doing this work, this bringing this to
Mhm.
this new generation to make them to have motivation for life, to
Mhm.
really, wow, be here.
And did you think of that, like you said, after you had your own kids, you thought there's a lot to teach and a lot to learn, especially from your experience surfing and how that shaped you and how that's turned you into it in the person you are? Or did you think of this before you had kids and sort of after you were done surfing?
No, I didn't think this before having a kids. Totally, I was just having the kids, and I think we have a big transformation when we are mothers,
Mm,
and I really came with this purpose in life. It's not being a mother, just it's not just this. Life cannot be just this. I think there's so much more that we come here to do. And for me, it was that, okay, I believe this new generation needs this space for being themselves, space to feel safe,
mhm,
because parents, we as a families, it's so fast. Daily life
mm,
is so fast that somehow I believe the kids, they need this space to really be
yeah.
heard, that to have this space for to
Mhm,
listen also other kids with the same inner obstacles, with the same issues, with the same challenge. And when you hear the story of the other kids, they also start to be empathic for the other ones. They start to understand the others. So that's why there's no bullying
mhm,
in these camps, because they really reach each other in a different way. The masks start to fall off. They really can understand the others. They, I don't know, it's true home there.
mhm,
It's true home. They really feel safe there, and they start to understand in the
mhm.
different way everyone around them.
Yeah, so tell us kind of how the camp is set up. I mean, my kids have been there before and it's their favorite camp. They ask after camp is done, they're like, we're coming back next year, right? Like every year. And so I'm curious for you to kind of explain to other parents who are watching kind of how the camp is set up. How do you combine surfing and, emotional intelligence and leadership all together in one day?
So the camp is a 5 days camp and 5 nights. And the structure is thinking about for the kids to have all kind of the experience because not all the kids are the same. If
Hmm.
one is very extroverted, the other one is very introverted. So each activity is designed for all kinds of kids, you know. And in these 5 days, the first days is more or less for integration, for them to see who is in the space, how they can relate with each other. Second day is more about inner voice, to really recognize what do they tell to each other, what do they say to themselves, um, how they react. The third day is more about emotional regulation, self regulation. Okay, I already recognize, so what can I do? How can I behave? How can what can I do to change my behavior to really enjoy life in a different way, to really be more extroverted, or to have more friends, or to speak better with my family, or to feel good at school. So how the third day is really important. How really to behave with my environment and with my inner conflicts, inner thoughts. The fourth day is about unity. How how can I really see as a group? How can we benefit with each other? How can I help the other people to raise, to shine? How can I shine in the middle of the groove? And sometimes we combine with a challenge, like it's a challenge day too, like. I will not explain all the exercises because it's surprise.
Yeah.
I love to be surprised, but it's about that. It's about unity and overcoming challenge. And the last day is the integration. What did I learn? There's a lot of exercise about what did I learn, how I see the others, which qualities I see the others, which qualities the others see in myself. Because you know, we as a society, we usually don't say good things about the others. And here, it's so good to listen. Wow, that person thinks this about myself.
Mhm.
So the integration day is very important. So all the camp is designed for that. About half of the day, it's about emotion intelligence, and half of the day is about surfing. And surfing helps also to deal with fears, to overcome a lot of emotional issues. Um, is like I think is a great metaphor for life. Okay,
Mhm.
so you fell down, but you need to stand up again. Yes, so you learn a
Mhm.
lot, and you need to paddle more than having surf, because if surfing is 100%, like paddling is like 60%. And
Right.
having fun is like 5%.
Right.
So, there's a lot of resilience lessons here. There's a lot of, yes, I can do it lessons. So surf bring this part of, yes, I can do it. Wow, I really can overcome. And they
Hmm.
bring this all the lessons to daily life.
Hmm.
They start doing um, things that they never done before
Hmm.
because they start trusting themselves. No, I did it. And the body, because we do all the integration, because it's a work of body, emotions, heart, and who believes soul, because we have a lot of rituals, ancestor
Hmm.
rituals. It's a true
Hmm.
integration, and it's not only about emotional, about surfing along. It's a combination about everything, and I believe it's what the kids they like the most. It's because they do everything in 5 days. You
Yeah.
know, games, theater, cinema,
Yeah.
ritual of the warrior, the ritual of speaking with the fire.
Mhm.
There's so many things in only 5 days, and it's
Mhm.
so quick. But I think it's not only good for the kids
Yeah.
to participate on the camps. It's also good for the parents, because
Hmm.
if they come, for example, if they come from US, they really
Yeah.
they put the kids in this camp that it's a safe and professional space, and they will take a lot the kids from this camp. The
Hmm.
parents, they can go for holidays. They have whole Europe to go in 5 days, or even Lisbon, or I
Right.
don't know, like cities around, and knowing that the kid is in the safe space, you know.
Hmm.
So
And actually, speaking of parents, one of the unique things I think that you do also is at the end of the camp, all the parents get to come for an hour and, you know, get together and you kind of explain or, work with the parents on some things that you've been working on with the kids. So explain a little bit more about why you do that and why you think that is good for the parents and what significance that has with the camp.
So I believe it's important for the whole family because the family is a system and the kids are in the system family. So if I work with the kids and if I don't work with the parents, the kids go home with the same patterns, with the same rituals, daily life, that I believe if the parents know what they did, the work they done during the camp, they really can transform this, and the work is done by the whole family, not only by the kids. Of course, the kids, they teach a lot to the parents, but in this hour, 'cause this is the last hour of the camp, I teach the parents how to deal with the kids. What is the most important things at home to teach. And one of the things that is very important is like the parents are the example. If the parents say, don't do that, it's not, you can't do that because it's not a good behavior. And if the parents, they do the same things, it's like the computer, there's a system in the computer, in our computer, that something is wrong. So if the
Hmm.
kids are learning from the parents, because they are really the true example for the kids, they admire so much the parents,
Hmm.
that what I teach this 1 hour is like simple behaviors that I really believe that are important for the whole family, for the whole
Hmm.
family.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a quite a unique a unique proposition, and it's so fun for the kids to know, wait, you're coming to camp too, and you're going to listen to Joanna, speak. And so it's been really fascinating. And also, I think parents are always like, oh, what have you been doing for the last week? So it's good to, hear, I think, from a parent perspective, like not just well, we ate lunch and we had dinner and we had, spaghetti for dinner, but to understand from your perspective how you're setting the camp up and why, and some of the things you're working on with the kids. As a parent, it's really interesting to hear that. So I think that's really unique and
And
special. And I hope parents take it home. I mean, I certainly do. I hope other parents take it home. There are a lot of questions I know in that circle at the end of like parents saying, what about this? And what about this? And
and
that's
Christine, and that's very precious when the parents also listen each other, the doubts they have, the struggles they have, and when we speak about this, they melt too, because wow, this parent also struggle with this. It's not only me,
hmm.
myself, struggling with this, and
Yeah.
teach them how to do in a different way, because we need creativity. All the
Yeah.
kids are different, and each family is different, dynamic of families are different, so we really need to help them to raise the energy at home, to because the most important thing, parents, they love the kids, they love the parents, but somehow there's some gap between them and they
Mm-hmm.
cannot understand each other. And this work is for that, to really get closer and closer and closer. And it's by a reason I divide the groups. It's for that reason. The groups are for from 8 to 12, 15, 11 to 15, and 13 to 17.
Right.
And during these meetings of parents, all the questions are different. That's why the parents for each age have a different answer.
Hmm.
So, because the behavior is different, teenagers are a totally different human beings than
Yeah.
kids, and
Yeah.
and my answers for sure would be different.
Hmm.
So it's good to have different age groups for this.
Hmm.
Behaviors are not the same. When
Hmm.
teenagerhood starts, they really need their own space, but the
Hmm.
parents cannot let them go. Oh, they are leaving house and they want their own friends. Yes, of course, it's so healthy, but
Yeah.
it's painful at the same time because they are leaving us, parents. But we should know how to deal with that because we are the pillars and we are really the pillars for our kids. So
Yeah.
we are the ones who need to be the pillars of our
Yeah.
kids.
And it's hard, I think, especially for teenagers or, preteen years or whatever, like understanding that and not taking offense as a parent, right? Like you're like, oh, they don't want me around. And so I think parents tend to feel like get really defensive about kids not wanting them around when I find, at least with my own daughter, they actually need you more, but it's like very specific times. And like, I don't know if, I don't know if you see that when you work with the teenage group, like if it's not like they don't need their parents anymore, right? That is not.
But it's so healthy. When I see kids not going in groups or
Hmm.
not going to parties or don't having friends, for me it's like red flag. It's a
Like,
red
yeah,
flag, you know.
yeah.
I always speak with parents. It's hard for us, but it's the natural way the teenage grow. They need this space. They need this
Hmm.
space for them because that's why when we are educating our kids and when we don't have, when we don't give space them to be creative, to give you opinions and to really
Hmm.
like what you think about when they are teenagers, they really, they kill us. Like, you didn't
Yeah.
allow me. Everything is unconscious. You didn't allow me. Now I will do. So when we have young kids, it's good to give them the space to
Hmm.
ask them a lot what they think, uh,
Hmm.
opinions, to bring them out because they need this space. And we,
Hmm.
well, parents, if we don't allow them, the parents say, "Oh, my daughter is so educated, so nice." So woo, when she arrived in teenagehood, maybe she didn't have the space enough to speak or so. So let's see. We really
Hmm.
be a lot of careful with this space, and
Yeah.
the gap is bigger if we don't allow our kids to be themselves. Of course,
Hmm.
I believe we need to have firm hand. And it's what I say to all the kids and to the parents. I treat your kids, the kids who come to the camps, as I treat mine. I'm a mother
Hmm.
of twins now. They're 9 years old. It's a boy and a girl. And I treat them with kindness, with love, with firm hand. They
Hmm.
need to know the limits. And
Hmm.
adults, we are the ones who need to give them limits. And somehow,
Hmm.
sometimes we're like, oh, poor. We need to know how to
Yeah.
adjust, to be this firm hand and be kind and to bring love, this balance
Hmm.
because they need this balance. And
Hmm.
we too need this
Yeah.
balance.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely not easy, right? And that's part of the learning. So when you thought about doing this camp, originally it was in your house, right? You had the kids all come to your home, and I know my daughter got to go to your home for one of the years. And now how are you thinking of the camp as you're growing and thinking of like where to go and what the location is like? Because I think that's a really interesting part of a parent dropping their kid off at camp. Like, oh, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Are there bunk beds? Where do they eat lunch? And so how do you think about that when you think about the location and the setting for your camp?
So this year I chose a very safe place. It's a retreat center, very close to the beach. Ribaradilhas is where we usually surf every day, and it seems also like a family house. It's very familiar. It's a bigger space because the camp is really growing, and I felt the kids were very happy because had a swimming pool and water.
Mhm.
It's so nice on the free time. And yeah, I believe the space was incredible. The kids just
Mhm.
love it. The room was bigger. Everything was bigger because the group was also bigger. And
Mhm.
being next to the beach and in the middle of the nature was my biggest concern. And this
Mm.
place of this year, I think, was very good. And that's it, because I believe that they need to feel at home too.
Mhm.
Hotels for me are not an option. It's
Right.
too, it's it's too informal.
Mhm.
So because I believe once a year not enough is not enough. This year I am creating a winter camp in the snow.
In the snow, in the Portuguese snow.
So it will be in Switzerland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay. I
I
didn't know
believe once a year, it's too little.
that. Hmm.
And parents are always asking me, what do you do in the middle of the year? What do you do in the middle of
Yeah.
the year?
Yeah.
So there will be a winter camp in Switzerland with the same, in the same way that I work with the kids. So sports, this time
Hmm.
snow, ski, and emotional intelligence,
Okay.
the two components of my work. I truly believe the kids, they need both emotional
Uh-huh.
intelligence, and then they need to have a sport to bring them also motivation, to move the
Hmm.
body.
Hmm.
This area of the kids, they are really numb with emotions. So
Mm.
when we start moving the body, they start to bring this aliveness on
Hmm.
them on them. So that's it. I'm bringing this now, this winter camp.
The winter camp. That's exciting. When is it? Do you know?
It
Or
will
when?
be February.
February. Okay.
Yeah, 14th to 20th of February. It would be in Montana. It's a really amazing space in Switzerland.
Okay. Wow. That's exciting. That's very exciting.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm super happy to launch this winter camp, because like this, the kids can keep working on themselves, not
Hmm.
once a year, but at
Hmm.
least twice a year.
Hmm.
And
And
it's
you're
very.
also, are you also doing school programs as well? Do you work in with schools or different groups of like children's groups?
Yeah, so now I'm bringing this work to schools, and there's a lot of ways to bring this work to schools. Either they want weekends, because I believe when there's an immersion, not an hour, not an afternoon, because it's too fast an afternoon. It goes too quick.
Mm-hmm.
When they really leave, like the night and the day, the night and the day, is an immersion, and I think the kids take much more than a session. So the schools that they want to bring this work to the students, they can do or a week or a weekend or a
Mm-hmm.
week. There's weeks between term
Hmm.
schools.
Yep.
Or if the kids can't get out of the school, I have programs also one day, one afternoon, and it's
Hmm.
it's about six different themes, big themes, and one is motivation, because
Hmm.
this new generation, it seems that they are not feeling, so
Mm.
I believe that we need to show them uh, that motivation, it's what really drives us.
Hmm.
We need to have a motivation in
Hmm.
life. It's a
Hmm.
drive. So how to find a motivation? It's all about motivation, how to bring to daily life this feeling. And there
Hmm.
is anti-bullying, because I believe there's a lot of bullying
Hmm.
at schools. And then emotional intelligence, just like self-regulation. And then leadership, really to
Hmm.
be the leader of your life, how to help also the others to be the leader, to shine. And then trust, because I believe
Hmm.
self-trust, self-love is very important for
Hmm.
all our life. And if the kids start to do this work, life it will be totally different, you know, because we as adults we are struggling so much with our self-love, how to
Hmm.
bring to build, you know, our trust. So let's
Hmm.
do this in young age. Let's bring this, and
Hmm.
then balance the digital balance, to really teach them how to deal with something that is already implemented in our life. Games, social media, is about this. So this is six different programs
Yeah.
that Waves and Minds brought to schools, and I'm very
Wow.
proud to bring this to
Yeah,
school.
that's exciting. And are you mostly working in Portugal or are you going to other countries at this point?
So we can be it can be worldwide, just depending what the school needs. Can
Mm.
be in US, can be in Dubai, can be in Brazil, can be uh, any country, because the kids are needed this work, and
Yeah.
uh, and I believe the group work, it's much more important. Not much more important, but you know, it's faster
Yeah.
than when I do one to one,
Yeah.
and they
Well, and I
see me more.
yeah, and I think to your point earlier that it's like when you're in a group, you see other people and you hear other people and you're like, oh, that's me too. Like you're not just one to one. It's just like this is just me. And a group is like, oh, I'm not the only one, or other people are dealing with other things that I might want to think about, or, whatever it is. I think that's powerful, for kids as well as adults.
Truly, truly. I love when I go to the retreat. I learn so much with others. I learn so much. And because of that, I really thought, okay, group work, it's much better, much faster, much easier, much, you know, the knowledge that you bring to yourself, it's much bigger than one-to-one
Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah.
Totally.
And we're so like humans are social animals anyway. So we want
We
to be
are.
around people. Yeah, yeah.
We are. We are
Yeah.
human beings, society.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, this is the best way to learn how to live in society.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, and I mean you can see it in the kids. It's interesting also if you could talk a little bit about if the international component of you have kids from all over the world. You have many different cultures, many different languages, many different rituals and what people are used to, foods even, like so can you talk a bit about some of that in camp? Whatever ages, maybe younger is harder, I'm not sure, but like what do you deal with when you bring all these kids together that might not even speak the same language and how do you work with that and how do you make them all feel comfortable?
So at the end, they're all human beings. You know,
Mm,
they desire the same, to be loved, to be heard, to be integrated, to feel that they belong, and that's the main thing. You
yeah.
know, all the activities that I do, it's for that. Even they are Russian, Ukrainian, Israel, you know, Palestinian, Brazilian, US. This
Hmm.
is the main work. This is the three, like love, listen, and feel that they belong, even if they don't like soup,
Right.
because
Right.
there's a lot. This is American culture, like soup. No, not
Uh,
again. But you know,
yes, that's funny. Yeah.
everything that I do in camp, it's to build this community. It's to build these three things that they feel so good. They feel
Mm,
so integrated. Even waiting, I told them like you will miss so much waiting for everyone to start, because we sit at the table and we wait for everyone to be served, and only when 30 peoples are served, they start eating.
hmm.
And you know, they laugh a lot with this because they are struggling, like I want to eat, the food is in front of me. But even this training. It's for this, for the resilience. It's to really respect, how to respect the others, how to wait for others, how to live with others.
Hmm.
And and of course cultures are different, but these three main things are the most important ones. The others like small details.
Hmm. So you don't find it's a problem at all, and like kids from other countries, no, they don't. That doesn't phase them.
No, I think it's not a problem. I think they learn so much with each other, even in language. They teach
Hmm.
each other how to say this and this, you know. And for a few, breakfast should have tomatoes and salad. And for the others, has to have different ones. But we are in Portugal, so we
Yep.
bring this culture too. Ah, okay. And
Yeah.
they learn with it. They learn so much with each other.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's kind of one of the best things. I think we as adults, we maybe get more afraid of other cultures or, more stuck in our own ways. And the kids, I find, just don't really care. Like that, it's maybe different and maybe new, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
They're,
They don't.
Chrissy, they are so wise. They have
Mm,
so much wisdom and knowledge. And when we give space for that to come out, there's
mhm,
magic happens. Because
mhm,
usually the parents know, I know this, da, da, da," and we don't give space. We
mhm,
truly sometimes, I'm a mother too, sometimes we forget. They know too. They have a lot of knowledge. They don't have
mhm.
so much baggage than us. So much, like this box, social box, we need to
Yeah.
behave like this, like this. But it's at the end, it's not true, totally true. So they are
Mhm,
so honest. So
mhm,
they have so much wisdom. It's so beautiful to listen to them.
mhm,
It's really beautiful. It's really, really and then they bring this learning to the daily life. They start to trust themselves. They start to really see the others in a different way. The behavior with the parents is also totally different because they understand much more that they also are struggling with, because the parents usually don't show that they are struggling, but now they understand they're human beings. Oh, my father, my parents, they also struggle like me. So, it brings this knowledge that they didn't know before.
mhm.
Beautiful.
It's yeah, it is. Even as you said, the soup. Even though my kids don't particularly love soup, I'm like, they deal with, I think, putting them in those situations of, like it's not going to kill you and you try it and you figure out you're fine. And like if you don't get put in those situations, you're not going to know. And I think that in terms of everyday life is really important. And there's almost no other way to do that with kids than food at that point, especially younger kids. I think they realize that you have plenty of different options at your camp, but they have to deal with different types of food. And actually, as a parent, when you think of sending your kid to camp, like, what are they going to eat? Like, especially I think in the US, it's like my kid only eats peanut butter and jelly every day. What are they going to eat if they don't? And so those experiences are those ones that really build their resilience. And
Yeah,
yeah, I think
totally. They need to get out.
yeah, they
Yeah, yeah. They
figure out.
They need to get out of their comfort zone. We
Yeah,
need to teach them. We need to put them in situations for them to learn. If
yeah,
not, we are taking out the capacity of their confidence. We really
mm,
need to give our kids this opportunity,
mhm.
And about the food, you don't like, you taste, you eat less.
Right, right. That's how life goes. And
Don't worry, that's not a problem.
right, you're not going to starve. There's plenty of food. And I think for my own kids when I think, oh, when you go to university, when you go to college, you're going to need to figure this out, right? And if you've never had to do that, if you've only been fed exactly what you say you will eat all the like you're never going to figure out how to feed yourself. And so I think it's interesting, even those little situations when you think of putting your kid in a camp in a different country, those little things build on each other and they just build that resilience. And I think when I think of the world and what we need more of, it's like these kids that are growing up, they need to have this resilience. They need to understand how to work with other cultures, other foods, other, for this global, kind of society that we've created, and it's not going to go away. And I don't know, camps like yours just give me so much, so much hope that, these kids, they have it in them. They know they can definitely do it. They can do anything. But
They
we
can.
protect.
And the
Yeah.
things like we need to help them to go
Hmm.
through the process because of course sometimes it's hard to deal with the things. It is.
Hmm.
But when we are next to them and when we really trust them, they start to trust themselves.
Hmm.
If we don't allow them, they don't have the experience. So
Hmm.
it's that's the beauty also,
Yeah.
going through the process with them. Sometimes they don't trust them. Like, I trust you, I see you, I
Yeah.
know that you can. No,
Yeah.
I can't. Okay, let's see. Maybe not today. Let's try tomorrow. You know,
Yeah.
they start, oh, there's someone trusting me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
there's this step by step, and small steps take you to big steps for
Mm-hmm.
sure, for sure. And I know it by my story. So
Yeah.
it's
And
possible.
one of my favorite stories of surf camp is the struggle with wetsuits and how, I mean, you've told the story before, but just it is one of those kind of small steps, but it is a big step. So talk a little bit about what you go through every camp, especially I imagine with the younger ones, but maybe the older kids too have this struggle and how they go through it that week.
For sure, that's such a funny story. It's about the wetsuit because I always say a surf lesson is not only a surf lesson, there's so much behind a surfing lesson. First of all, it starts with a wetsuit. So, I cannot dress the wetsuit because it's very tight. Now you try to dress and you can't, and then the kids start crying to dress because they can't.
Yeah.
They don't even think about they can ask for help. You know,
Hmm.
they struggle with asking for it. So, okay, let's go. And we show them that, okay, it's like this today. Da, 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 da. And okay, we help them the first day dressing the wetsuit. The second day, we are next to him, next to the kids, like, okay, now let's remember yesterday. Yes, I remember. So let's do it. And if they can't, okay, we help a little bit more. Third day is like, Joanna, I already put my wetsuit. And this trust of themselves and that they really can. But we need to allow them to do it. And the
Hmm.
second thing is the board, because the board is taken two by two. It's a team. So a
Hmm.
kid cannot go faster than the other. Though it's on the back because one carries one, the other carries another one. And
Hmm.
they have to have the same rhythm. And for the kids, it's so hard because they want to do whatever they want.
Hmm.
And as a team, you can't. So it's also a learning of how to behave in a team. How can you help your teammate to bring the board from the place that you put the wetsuit till the place that you go into the water?
Hmm.
And then there's the surfing lesson itself. So, so many lessons that we can learn just by going to the ocean.
Yes, it is. And it's a big deal for the kid. Like, I don't know, my kid said, I don't think ever worn a wetsuit really. And, the Atlantic Ocean you need a wetsuit. And
You
so,
know
like, you need a, this is not the Caribbean. And so it's important. And they realize they can do it. And now they're like so confident and they can do a wetsuit. And it's those little things that just build up that confidence and build up that resilience for them. So I think it's really important. I think learning how to surf is really important and empowering. Like I can surf and I'm a surfer, but also the little things that go into it because it's not just like go outside and do it. You have to prepare. You have to get a wetsuit. You have to carry your board. You have to, yeah, figure out how to look at a wave and figure out what's going to work for you. But I will say, and for parents that are like, you have so many counselors or monitors with you and surf instructors that the kids just love. And so whatever level they're at or whatever comfort zone they're at in the water on the surfboard, you help them and you accommodate them where they start. which is important, I think,
The
because a lot of
team,
parents, are like, my kid doesn't, I don't know how to surf.
no, but the team is a big part of the process itself. Because if the kid it's so shy that cannot go into the group, there's these monitors that like sometimes young teenagers or old teenagers or young adults
Hmm.
that they integrate the participant inside of the group. And because they work for so many years with me, the monitors, they know how to deal with already with the kids, with these challenges, and that's why I think it works so much. And even during the sharing part, the circles of sharings, like we divide them in groups, we say in families.
Hmm.
Each monitor is in each family, and it's the one who opens the space for really deep sharings. So it's truly part of every detail. You see, every detail it counts. And the monitors are the ones sleeping with them the whole time, 24/5. These monitors are with the kids, so they feel so much safe with them and
Hmm.
so close because the age is like it's near their age. And
Hmm.
also about the surfing lessons. I chose very experienced surfers with surfing level two they have a lot of experience, and we
Hmm.
divide surfers who never surfed before,
Hmm.
surfers that just already have some experience, like your kids, they already have experience, they already came in previous camps. And
Hmm.
also we divide the ones even who goes outside, who already competes, because
Yeah.
one of the surfers, I was one of the surfers who was in the world tour, and this
Hmm.
teacher also was on the world tour, so we really surf very well. We know how to technical to tell to the kids how to improve the surf skills. So it's everything is very detailed. Everything it's to really be a true camp, like in
Hmm.
all the sense, like
Yeah. That's pretty amazing. It is amazing. I mean, we're in Colorado and my kids love to surf and people are like, that does Colorado's in the middle of the US. How does that work? But it's awesome. So yeah. Anything else we can wrap it up here pretty soon. I know I've had you for a long time. Anything else that you would want to tell parents or anything you think we've missed? And no worries if not. We've covered a lot. So
No, I believe if they want to know more about, there's the website, Waves and Minds, and I have to tell you, I think it's for holidays.
mm,
You can go on holidays with your kids, have
mm,
a few days with them, and then leave them with us and go, because it's so important for the couple also to enjoy themselves. And
yeah,
in our daily life, we don't have this time. And
yeah,
here, because we are the pillars of for our kids. We also need to to be with each other. Father and mother. We need to
yeah.
be good. So
Mhm,
we say in Portuguese, we need to namorar. To enjoy each other,
mhm,
kiss, whatever, do whatever they want to do. But
mhm.
it's a time for family. It's a time for the couple.
Yeah.
And it's time for the whole um, family system. I
Yeah.
believe it's an amazing experience for all of them.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's why I wanted to talk to you. So thank you. Thank you so much. And I know my family looks forward to coming back next year and maybe we'll try the winter camp. That sounds amazing. Also skiing. That's
It's an excuse to come to Europe, huh?
it. Yes. And I will say, and I've said this to other parents, if you're going to spend money on camps here, you can spend it in another country also. If there's a plane ticket you have to buy, so yes, that's more, but I think the experience when you're over in a different country for the whole family, for the parents, for the kids is, something you can't replace. And it's yeah, really magical.
Yeah, and comparing with the US programs, this one in Portugal is very worthwhile
Hmm.
because the camps in US, they're very expensive. They
Yes.
are. They
Yes.
are. And here
Yes.
in Europe, they are not so expensive than US.
Yeah.
And for the same for the same money
Mm.
amounts, you can do like amazing holidays
Yeah.
out of the country. That sometimes it's good to get out a little bit, to see other
Yeah.
cultures, and to
Yeah.
have fun in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good invitation to really
Yeah.
like go out and know a little bit more about other countries. That's
Hmm.
it.
Yeah. Good. Well, thank you, Joanna. I really appreciate it. And, you know, let me know if like I said, I will edit this video and I'll, cut it and make
Okay.
it better. But I really
Thanks so
appreciate
much.
everything you do. If there's anything you need from me, like just reach out
Okay.
and I'll send you the video when it's done. I'm still working through who I'm going to work with to edit these videos. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then I can promote also your website,
Okay.
your
Yeah, cool.
website because it's good. There's a lot
Yeah.
of parents who wants to do also different things and to reach out to see what is there.
Yeah, I think it's hard to find. I mean, I found yours through a lot of research if you have the time to do research, but if you don't know what's out there. And so there's
No,
nowhere to go.
it's true.
And yeah. And there are awesome camps. I've been trying to do these videos and there are awesome camps all over. And it's really nice to talk to the people that are starting the camps and understand why they did it. So thank you for
Yeah.
doing this. Good to see.
And if you need any video or a specific one or photo, let me know. Yasmin, it's the person
Yep.
who takes care about all the Instagram and videos
Yep.
and I
Yep.
can ask her to
Okay.
send to you.
Okay. Okay. Great. Well, thanks again. Enjoy your
Oh,
school.
so good to see you.
Thank
Was really good to see you. A big
you.
kiss to Lydia and Theo.
I will.
Uh,
They're like, what?
yes.
You talked to Joanna today? They will be,
Oh.
yeah, they will be excited.
So
But yeah,
nice.
good
Maybe
to
there
see
will be a wave pool there, no? Maybe.
you in
In
Colorado.
Colorado,
Oh,
no?
maybe. It's a lot of skiing because we're in the Rocky Mountains, so a lot of skiing. So I don't
Okay,
know.
it's a lot of ski.
A lot of skiing
Okay.
is the main, yeah, thing. But maybe. There's definitely indoor ski hills, like
Ah,
in a building for kids that learn how
wow.
to ski inside. But I don't know. We'll work on it.
Okay.
But and actually, one thing I was
See.
in Oregon do you know the state of Oregon?
Yes.
Above California?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So there's a town there called Bend, which is a very cool, like lots of sports, and they have a big river that goes through, and they had built a surf wave on the river. So they went out, and I don't know who constructed it, but so the surfers were out there on the river just surfing. It was very cool. I'd never seen that before on the river.
Wow.
It was really, yeah.
Yes. So it calls Wave Garden or no?
I don't know if it
No.
was a wave garden. It was just their surf beach on the river, which
Okay.
I don't know. But when you think of surfing, I think you think ocean, right? And so it's cool to see in the river these people
The
just going
river.
back and forth
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
come back.
yeah, yeah.
It was cool. Anyway, I'll let you
Okay.
go. Enjoy pickup. Lovely to see you.
Ok, beijinho, beijinho, bye bye.
We'll talk
Beijinho,
to you.
beijinho.
Bye.